First off, you mentioned you finally just booked a flight to come here. Now, did you book the return flight to be on Sunday, or do you have to change your flight plans because of this victory?
Actually, they only bought us a one-way ticket. They told us if we didn't win, we couldn't come back home.
Able to push it further ahead. Might have an angle. Far post denied. Garcia back off his line. Stops the first approach. This one will not cross.
They were peppering the goal a lot. They were hitting shots and they were hitting the poles.
They were definitely more physical than we were. They were definitely quicker than we were.
It was a physical, hard game. I remember there was a lot of wind.
At the beginning of the game, we were calm, you know, and then somehow we lost control, I guess. I started getting really nervous, like, because they just kept coming. I was afraid that they were gonna knock one in.
I think it was just nerves, just in that game. Neither teams, what I heard, didn't play well either. So we didn't play well and they didn't play well. So it was just whoever was gonna get the lucky goal in first.
We had a PK and we had missed. And then right after that PK, I think they had a shot right to the crossbar. But right after that, I guess, we started to play better and better.
In need of help. There could be the difference in who plays for a championship on Saturday. Del Valle, a huge strike.
Oh, it was probably one of the best feelings ever, just a relief. Once he put it back in the back of the net, the crowd just went wild and it was a relief.
While the Tigers had more opportunities in the end, see the enthusiastic fans who will be able to book their hotel for yet another night.
We were a step faster than them the whole game, it seemed like. And Pignon just timed it right, got behind the guy, and went on and put in a beautiful shot.
That was maybe one of the worst games that we played in playoffs, and at the vital moment of the semifinal to lead us into the final. But I mean, we didn't stop trying and we pulled through it.
I mean, you're talking about a sense of adrenaline, a sense of rush, and as a coach, knowing that what we've done has worked so far, and we still had one game to go.
You guys, I feel like you guys weathered the storm a little bit in the second half. What's it going to take you guys to win the championship?
We're going to have to clean up a little things. Like I said, we got taken out of our game a little bit today by their aggressiveness and their pressuring on the ball. We didn't have enough time to touch and get it to the spaces we wanted to. The wind didn't help much either. We'll talk about it tonight with the team, and we'll clean that up.
We were all emotional, and wow, was I proud. We walked away from there. We've got this. We've got this. We have the best team in the state of Texas.
I use the speech every now and then with my kids. When you take the field, play for somebody that's important to you, somebody that you never want to let down. Each of you, I want you to think right now who the most important person in your life is. I don't want to know who it is, but I want you to think about the most important person in your life, someone you would never let down. No matter what the case was, you would never let them down. You're always going to do what's right and the strongest thing that you can do to make them proud. Not only tonight, but every game after this. This is who you're playing for. And you're going to carry that all the way to the state championship. Some kids respond to it, some kids don't, some kids, another pregame speech by Reichman and they move on, but it's one that I try to use every year because I think it's important to know what you're doing these things for.
It happened when I was a junior, in junior year. We were at playoffs too, we were like in the first playoff game. My cousin passed away and I couldn't be there, I decided I always wanted a state ring. And I chose play that playoff game instead of going to my cousin's funeral. And I missed it. I would just practice a lot in the morning to get to that state final because I wanted that ring for my cousin.
He stood up in the middle of the room, Axel, and he told us who he was playing for. And people were crying for him, and he was crying. And pretty much the entire team was in tears before the game.
I didn't get to play the semifinal and the Elite Eight game. I felt so bad. I couldn't help the team. But I knew if I played a little bit, it would also affect the team. Because I tried to play in the semifinal, and I mean, the forward just passed straight by me, and that affected the team. I wasn't ready. But at the end, I took like 4 ibuprofen pills, and I had to play. It was my last game of high school. I had to play.
It was an emotional game for Waco. You know, we had to do what we had to do. They had to do what they had to do, and that was go win a state title for their community and you know, bring some happiness back to that tragedy that did happen there.
I think we had the upper hand in the midfield. But you don't win games by controlling the midfield. Unfortunately, you win games by putting the ball in the net, you know, and you know, we had a mental lapse defensively. It was something that happened in a matter of 15 seconds.
It's just crazy how many factors led to that goal. I mean, Marco was injured, and the pass back to Abner, I mean, it should have been a pass forward. And
it was me against the forward. I don't know what happened. He got there before me.
I think if he would have been completely healthy, he would have won the ball, no questions asked. But it was a 50-50 ball. The other player from the other team got it.
I tried to run and stop it, but they were too far already. I was just hoping for my teammates to try to block it.
My 2 teammates lost the ball. I tried reaching for the ball, like sprint down against the offensive player. I could have slide tackled him, but I saw him like stopping, so I just hold him back. But he shot it and he faked me out.
My man was behind me, and he came rushing into it. He saw the ball first, and he did his job, and I didn't do mine, and he just hit it into the goal.
They work it over, onside, looking for that far post, cleaning it up. For the second straight match for the Trojans, it's Eli Sanchez.
After Diego was able to save the first shot, I mean, I just felt like that was like the cheapest way to go down. Like,
he tells me that the ball was spinning like some way that he touched it, but he couldn't get it. It was just like that spin that the ball had. And I mean, I believe him. I have that confidence in him, and he couldn't get it. It's because it was like he didn't have that luck.
I mean, he's made that save diving out to the side and gathering the ball probably 100 times that year. And this one time, it just got away from his hands. He got out there, he had both hands on it, and it played off his hands and laid out. Another defender held back a little bit. Another defender could have fouled him before it even got into there. And they had a forward just running up unmarked.
I won't make that mistake again. It's definitely a hard lesson to learn, but I definitely learned it.
I can't blame that on one person. I mean, we're a team out there. It's a team effort. We wouldn't have had the miscommunication in midfield. That play never would have developed for Waco.
History. The Trojans of University High School are state champions in soccer.
How can I talk about that game without tears? I really felt we had it when that ball went into that net. And it was Waco. My heart sunk. My heart literally sunk.
Nothing, hurts more as a coach than to see the kids themselves, just drown themselves in sorrow, knowing that they only have 6 minutes to go to try to make a difference.
The worst day of my life. We were definitely the better team that day, and we probably still are. And we knew it, they knew it, and the fans knew it. There's no way that they could have thought that they were the better team. They just got lucky at the last 5 minutes, and they took it home. And for us, knowing that we were the better team, and we played like we were the better team, and to let it go, to make those mistakes, and they capitalize on those mistakes is just very bitter.